Page number 10. Now I come to the third part of my writing, which is related to the emergence and detail of casteism across India. The question that I have to answer is how this practice spread in other non-Brahmin communities of the country. In response to this, I think that more painful is a question of its emergence more than the practice of caste system across India. As I understand, the main reason for this is that its expansion and themes are not two different things. The scholar agrees that the caste system either imposed the law on the innocent society and imposed morality by imposing morality or the devotee of. Social development continued to flourish in the Indian public. First, I would like to tell about the lawmaker of India. In every country, its methods are constructed, which are called avatars, so that the sinful society can be given the right direction during the emergency. These methods and builders replace law and morality. If Manu has an existence as a lawmaker of India, he must have been an insolent person. If it is true that he composed memory or method, then I say that he was a sad person, and the humanity that consulted his legislation was different from the humanity of the present period. It is unimaginable that caste class structures. It would not be an exaggeration to say that Manu did not create any such legislation, that he made a varna into the abyss that made it animal and made it a peak varna to torture it. If he would not have been cruel that made the whole subjects a slave, then it cannot be imagined that he would structure unjust law to establish his suzerainty, which is clearly reflected in his system. I seem harsh about Manu, but it is certain that I do not have enough power to take off his ghost. He is alive like a devil, but I do not think he will always be alive. I want to tell you one thing, that Manu did not build the caste law, nor could he do so. The caste system was present before Manu. He was his nutritious, so he gave him the form of a philosophy. But certainly, the present form of Hindu society cannot continue. He gave the form of a samhita to the popular caste system and propagated caste religion. The expansion and perseverance of the caste system is so great that it cannot be the work of a person or class. In logic, it is the principle that Brahmins created caste. What I have said about Manu, I do not want to say more than this, except to say that in an ideological point of view it is wrong and intently malicious. Brahmins can be guilty for many things, and I can be freely saying that they are also, but it was a matter of outside their ants to impose caste system on non-Brahmins. Through this kind of philosophy, they may have helped in their own way to flourish this process, but they could not implement their plan with their ability. No matter how glorious someone is, no matter how hard someone is, he can be acclaimed in running the society in its own way. But this series does not last long. The intensity of my criticism may seem unnecessary, but I assure you that it is not untrue. There is a firm belief in the minds of the ancient Panthai Hindus that Hindu society somehow molded into the system of caste system, and this institution has been formed by the scriptures. This belief is not only present, but it is also justified on this basis. This situation can be pleasant, because it is born from the scriptures, and the scripture cannot be wrong. I have not given attention to the discrepancies of this nature, that religious generality has been imposed in the name of scientificity. Nor do I be in favor of reformers who are against it. This practice is greater than teachings, nor preachers can uproot it. I want to tell the disarmament of this nature, which has kept religious sanctions as scientists,